Both drivers spot on at this end of the racetrack, and 11:18 for Tom Auger at that end. That's going to put him up in the 96 under club, 116 miles an hour, 11:55 for Daniels, who shut that baby down a little early. So Jim Reed still the only one that's one under the index. A couple of 96s in there. And here comes Todd Bednaz. The old SS396 4-speed. The 4-speed cars have not had a very friendly run here this morning on the start. He clicks her down early, 1072 at 113 miles an hour. now it's Dan Lynch and George LaBelle. How do you like your 69 convertibles? I like it. $12.06 at 107 miles an hour. And oh yeah, that 1 second club just got a new member, Dan Lynch. Goes to the top, 103 under. Jim Reed bumps back at 102 under, and here comes Lenny Williams and Brian Frank. So that 455 Buick GS. And Brian Frank then, by process elimination, pretty much has to be driving the Malibu. Buick going to get to the stripe first. 11:09 the elapsed time, 104 the speed. He eased back off the throttle. Brian Frank goes 11:72 at 109 miles an hour. I got to tell you, that was one of the fun things about Indy. You got qualified at Indy on Thursday afternoon and Friday morning. There wasn't nobody shutting off early, because if you couldn't run way under the index, you weren't even going to be in that field. Pete Oakes in the Malibu wagon. Bob Broadbent. There we go. Broadbent hikes the front end of that baby. Flies it out to grab second gear while it was still in the air. Doesn't that look like fun? 10:03, 132 miles an hour. Ripping second gear before the front end comes back down. That looks like fun to me. 11:80 at 96 miles an hour for Oakes in the big old wagon. Here's Howie Smith and James Whitehead. Howie Smith has got a license plate on his car that says 000000. He must have been like first one in line. James Whitehead dashing on down there in his 98 model Camaro. 1070, 122 miles an hour for James. Howie goes 12:14 at 98 miles an hour after be 00 on the starting line. Gregor Barzame. That'd be that 83 model Camaro, and Carl Massafra with the 69 model. 11:02 for Carl, 116 miles an hour. 11:18 for Greg at 116 miles an hour as they both leg them all the way down to the stripe. Now it's James Penta. Competition appraisal. And it's Wendell House in the Duster out of New Brunswick. It looks like something laying out there in the left lane just past the 330 block. So we'll hold up for a second, go get that cleared off the racetrack. Looks like a rag from here, but we'll get it picked up and off of the racing surface. Super Street, if you're not in the staging lanes, you ought to be. And Super Comp, you need to be rolling this direction as well. Again, in case you missed it, we will have no top 8 races today. We've got Lebanon Valley that's got to get finished up, and of course the possibility of some weather coming in before the end of the weekend. So the top 8 races will not take place today, but we will get those Lebanon Valley trophies handed out. Glad to have everybody here. It's day number 1. As we're on the Division I Lucas Oil Drag Race and Trail. And yep, that was a rag. And Wendell House, after waiting all that time, just couldn't wait anymore. Both drivers, as a matter of fact, have the same reaction time at 003. Wendell 003 red, Penta 003 green, 1094, 105 for Wendell, 1088, 122 for Penta. Dan Lynch, Jim Reed, still the only two 1 second under the index. At 57 cars go down the racetrack, and next up is Bill Shepard. Straight forward. That's a good idea if you're NHRA racing. Jim Boudreau. And the absolutely spectacularly beautiful Gold Digger. .10:07, 129 for Boudreau. 12:06, 106 for Shepard. 10:07 against the 11:25, 117 under. The Gold Digger now number 1, as everybody else backs up a couple. Now it's Mike Valenta left, Bill Pomponi right. The H and the I car running pretty close together down the racetrack, as you would expect. 11:40, 114 for Bill. 11:45, 112 for Mike. George Vignon in that 69 Barracuda. Frazier on the right side, the 88 model Camaro. Isn't it crazy, after we just have Boudreau run 117 under with that big block monster, Cecil comes up here with an 88 model car and knocks the tires off of it. 10:54, 112 miles an hour for Vignona, as he takes that 440 powered Barracuda right straight down the boulevard. And we wait for Cecil to idle on down, and then we'll bring up a couple of red cars. They're all still chasing Jim Boudreau at 117 under. Here's Kenny Richard, the MT Tires car, and Tom O'Laughlin. That's not Tom O'Laughlin. Ah, Fred Tebow. I knew that wasn't Tom. picked right up on that. Things to like about Fred Tebow. Just look at the side of the car. If you're going to go class racing, the easiest thing you can do is just put the whole alphabet on the window and then cross out the letters you don't need. That makes perfect sense to me. And that's what he did, whether he runs it in stock or super stock. Got a whole variety of places he can put that car if he wants to.